feeling. Things are changing, and they're better than ever. Don't try to stop us, 'cause we're liking where the arrow is pointing. Feel like I can deliver what's in my head, and I am unstoppable. Oh, let your mind open wide and we can begin a new day. I promise, my darling. Oh, we were born to thrive, yeah, we were born to rise, yeah. Oh, look into my eyes, no time to second guess, no maybe. La 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 la. Girl, we're thriving. La 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 la. Girl, we're thriving. You gotta embrace, gotta be brave. Listen to other voices. Feel like I can deliver what's in my head, and I am unstoppable. Let your mind open wide and we can begin a new day. I promise, my darling. We were born to thrive, yeah, we were born to rise, yeah. Look into my eyes, no time to second guess, no maybe. La 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 la. Girl, we're thriving. La 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 la. Girl, we're thriving. When a woman speaks up, she speaks with her heart. Can you feel that power spoken with love? Listen to other voices. We were born to thrive, yeah, we were born to rise, yeah. Come look into my eyes, no time to second guess, no maybe. La 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 la. Girl, we're thriving. La 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 la. Girl, we're thriving. Thank you.
Well, please give it up again for Alien Child, hailing all the way from Bali, Indonesia. And good evening and welcome. How is everyone doing tonight? Yeah, doing good? Fantastic. So before we kick off tonight's event, I want to share a quote from one of my favorite poets, Rumi, who states, "You are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop." Today, I'm happy to announce we are 8 billion drops strong. And while the number 8 billion may seem daunting, if you turn that 8 sideways and look at it from a different perspective, you see the infinity sign. And that reflects the reason we are here tonight. To celebrate the infinite possibilities each one of us holds inside of us to create a more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable planet for women and girls around the world. My name is Lisa Russell. Yeah, go ahead. Cheers. My name is Lisa Russell, and I'm an Emmy-winning filmmaker. I'm a She Decides Global Champion, and I'm the founder of Create 2030, which engages professional, diverse artists like Alien Child in support of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And I'm so honored to be your MC tonight. And that's because UNFPA actually holds a very space in my heart. In the early 2000s, I started my independent film career with my very first grant from UNFPA. And I went on to do a lot of films and a lot of artistic interventions to help tell the remarkable stories of individuals with infinite solutions. The fistula doctor in Niger, the peer educator in Colombia, the sex educator in New Orleans, the singer from the Congo, and the poet from the Bronx. Tonight, as we celebrate this historic milestone, I ask you to reflect on yourself as a whole ocean in a single drop, and all of the potential life-changing efforts that sit inside of you. Think about one small act of change that you can do to make a more equitable world for women and girls. Write it down, make a promise, create it, and bring it to fruition. Together, our drops can create a wave of change to give women and girls all they need and deserve to live longer, more fulfilling lives. It is now my honor to introduce the Executive Director of UNFPA, Dr. Natalia Kanem.
Did I hear born to rise? Thank you, alien child, one more time. And thank you so much, Lisa. You inspire us. Bienvenue, everyone. Bienvenidos. Welcome. Sawadi tuktan. And I understand that it's tonal. 8 billion people living 8 billion unique lives. 8 billion is a global success story. It's a testament to decades of progress in public health, in reducing poverty. And it's a story of people living longer, of more women and babies surviving childbirth. And it's a story of more resilient and more effective healthcare systems. 8 billion is a story about the power of investment, and it's investment that's made that progress possible. So invest in the potential and the power of young people. That creates the demographic dividend that boosts economies. Invest in education systems, girls finishing schooling, navigating their reproductive choices, and fulfilling their potential to lead healthy, productive lives. Invest in jobs and national infrastructure so that everyone partakes in their country's economy. And most especially, invest in reproductive health, invest in family planning. These are the services that allow people to choose whether, when, or how many children to have, and let them be supported to give birth safely. So in the research and programs of UNFPA, the United Nations Sexual and Reproductive Health Agency, I have seen firsthand that providing access to family planning is one of the best economic and human rights investments that a country can make, so that no woman, no girl dies while giving life, so that every young person is educated, employed, and meaningfully engaged in decisions that affect their lives. And as we heard about the ocean and a drop and the drop in the ocean, what affects one life affects us all. And in fact, that's what COVID has told us so clearly. So let's invest in young people's leadership, not just leaders of the future, but leaders of the now, because they're already leaders today. And when we invest in people and we invest in their potential, everyone is going to reap the benefits. 8 billion, it starts and ends with upholding individual rights and choices. That's the path to prosperity and to peace. So my friends, how are we going to do this? How are we going to improve the quality of life for the next upcoming billion? This world needs a reset. We need a reset of investment, a reset of leadership, and a reset of imagination. Imagine sustainable infrastructure and well-financed, equitable, and inclusive health systems. Imagine innovations in contraception that give us new methods that men can use. Imagine a global midwifery workforce, always the heroes of the tale, a midwifery workforce that is 2 million strong. And what I imagine is reproductive rights and justice for people with disabilities, for Indigenous people, for people of African descent, for LGBTIQ plus people in all their beautiful diversity, for anyone whose needs are overlooked and whose voices have been silenced. Full equality and full respect for everyone. And I certainly imagine peace. Peace in our homes, peace in our world, and peace in our hearts. 8 billion, dear friends, is a call to action, a call to harness the creativity and potential that's inherent in each and every one, all 8 billion of us. Tonight, you're in for a special treat because our programming features young people, activists, artists who are shining bright. They are testament to the power of creativity in a world where 8 billion must live in peace and thrive. So enjoy yourself, enjoy the performances. May it inspire you. May it inspire you. May it inspire you, because we need you to be a champion in a world in which all 8 billion of us in our beautiful diversities shine, prosper, rise together. 8 billion, a world of infinite possibilities. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you so much for your incredible words and your leadership. One more round of applause. I mean, we have a great ED. Okay, so how many of you out there are fans of art? Woo! Okay, so tonight you will experience a variety of art forms, and you may be thinking, what does art have to do with the day of 8 billion? Well, throughout time, art has been instrumental in social change movements. We saw it with the AIDS movement. We saw it with the fight to legalize same-sex marriages. We see it now in the protest of the death of Masha Amini. Whether it's through music, poetry, film, dance, even NFTs, or other artistic expressions, art allows us to both learn and unlearn the world around us, inspiring us to a greater understanding and empathy of different peoples and cultures, while at the same time challenging the inherent biases that lie within each and every one of us. UNFPA recognizes the power of art in social change. But being an artist is not easy. It's not easy. We bear our hearts and our soul in our art for the world to see and critique. So I'm going to ask you for tonight, if you feel moved by what you see, whether it's a video or a live performance, I want you to show love to the artists who have created this art. You can clap your hands, snap your fingers, stomp your feet, because I promise you, the energy that you give will be returned to you through art, both tonight and in the future. So first up, we're going to learn about a special painting that was done in partnership between YPeer Asia Pacific Center with the support, with the support of UNFPA and Thai artist Supit Nui. Yes, thank you.
For inspiration, we hosted 2 webinars with young people from Asia, where they told us about their hopes, concerns, and demands for a world with 8 billion people.
Vâng, Many of us are concerned about the major challenges facing our generation, such as climate change and world conflict. We're still optimistic for the future.
I wanted to make something that would convey the different possibilities that young people were able to imagine for the future of humanity. I wanted to create something that would reflect their optimism, but also serve as a warning for what could happen to our planet if we do not address the most serious problems facing us. I really enjoyed how the young people informed the creative process. I hope this artwork can provoke some thoughts and somehow bring up discussions on how we want the world to be moving forward.
We, the youth of the world, imagine a world that is just, equal, and diverse.
Realizing this world cannot just be our responsibility.
The leaders of today must also listen to our voices and work with us to create a better future.
We know what we want and we are determined to get there. Are you?
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 Good evening, everybody. You're going to recognize some of those fun faces that we saw in that video just now. I'm Sophia Smith-Gaylor. I am a senior news reporter at Vice World News by day, because by night, I am the author of Losing It, a book that uses social media and investigative journalism to debunk the sex misinformation crisis that came out this year. And I'm also a TikTok content creator. And my videos on everything from news to gender equality to language to sexual and reproductive health rights have been seen 130 million times. Hang on. So normally I'm really proud of that number. But it turns out this evening I've realized I need to reach another 7,870,000,000 to get my 8 billion in. And I'm on my way. And you've given me some more views tonight, so thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to moderating this panel that we're about to have of real change makers in their communities. And we're going to be talking about 8 billion, the celebration of it, the challenges it poses, but ultimately the solutions and the imagination that they all have. So I'm very, very honored to first welcome Bhawana Pradhan from Bhutan, who you just seen in the video. She is a representative of YPEER Asia Pacific. YPEER are a youth peer education network of organizations and institutions working in the field of sexual and reproductive health in 52 countries throughout the world. She's a fresh graduate in science, in environment and climate studies. Next up, we have Kayasi, West Africa Advocacy Coordinator of Ekipop, whose mission is to promote the health and rights of women and girls around the world. And we have Ran Dulib, a representative of YPEER Asia Pacific too, but also the title holder of Mr. Gay World Sri Lanka. He works as a sexual reproductive health and rights advisor. Thank you, everyone. I think what I'd first really like to address is the paintings. We could talk a bit about that and the work YPEER did to produce it. If you could begin and sort of tell us a bit about what painting and that artwork means to you and what 8 billion means.
So, okay. Hello, everyone. A very happy greetings to everyone. I'm Bhawana Pradhan from Bhutan. I work closely with YPAP and YPA Bhutan as well, working in the field of SRHR field. So yeah, when it comes to the artwork, we have been working almost so many months on it. We had 2 webinars on it, really collecting the views from all the young people, and then we came up with the final product. And for me, this artwork really means what we have actually reflected to how we have discussed, meaning that just like what the title is, make a choice. It is an individual's choice, like whether you want to have a better or the worse world, depending on what you actually decide for yourself. So it's really important that one as an individual, like what you decide and what you actually make a choice really matters a lot. Yeah.
Ram, you're also part of the YPA network. Can you tell us what the painting means to you?
So hi everyone. I'm Ram from Sri Lanka. So as you see this, the painting, we came up with the topic of make a choice, and I make a choice in my life. And today, because of that choice, I'm sitting on the stage and talking to you all. So I think this art, we all 8 billion people at certain times and at the correct time, we have to make our choice in order to make our life better. And that is what is 8 billion for me.
I'd love to hear not only what 8 billion means to you, but if you could tell us about the people that you get to work with every day, Kaya, and the work that you do.
Yeah, thank you. I have the chance to work with feminists in West Africa, in about 8 countries, francophone countries, and it's a real pleasure to see how young people are committed, especially on the theme of SRHR. They are really committed. We had the opportunity to organize a regional event with 50 feminists from 10 countries. And I was really moved by their commitments and their capacity to build action, to really want to build a transformative action. Because we by putting feminist values at the heart of our action, it's a way to promote social change, especially in West Africa, in context where it's of backlash, and that we have built together a new narrative around the subject.
And also, obviously, a region where the population is growing rapidly. What are some of the challenges that the people you work with face, and the sort of most pressing solutions that are needed?
Yes, we need, the subject is quite taboo. Some questions are really difficult to raise in our context. So mobilizing the young people to build this narrative is very important, and to raise the capacity to choose, because the question is not about data, only about data. It's the possibility to make choice on their own bodies, to decide to have or not a baby. It's really a question of women's rights.
Bawana, you mentioned the word choice as well. I'd be really interested in hearing what you think are the solutions that are needed sooner rather than later where you are.
All right. So for me, I feel like some of the solutions to what, like in this would be like, empowering, educating the youth like us so that we actually know what is right, and then move forward to, working towards a better world.
Have you got something? You look like you're about to say something, Kaya. No?
Just, I wanted to say that it's very important to bring young people at the table, to make them part of the decision process about their own concerns, and we have to fight for it.
Yeah. Ram, how do you feel young people are represented, especially in decision-making processes where you're based?
So the decision-making process, I think we young people, in another like another like 50 years, so we will be taking over the world. So like then we are pretty sure that we will make this world a better place, since we all are here. We are these 8 billion people, filled with young people. We have 1.8 billion young people. So when we become elders, And we will make sure with our decisions that we will make this world a better and better and better world.
We do spend a lot of time talking about being young, I find, in sort of scenarios like this. And it's rare that we forecast as elders how we might behave. What is one thing you think you will do? We'll begin with you, Bawana. What is one thing you think you will do differently than what you've experienced and witnessed yourself?
All right. So on that, like when I'm an adult or like I'm like
yeah, like, you know, in decades time, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I feel like, you know, in the decade, like one of the different things that I'll be doing would be like talking about, you know, like talking and sharing what I'm knowing to others, maybe. Like actually, I feel like, you know, right now in this like current scenario, what I actually like experience with the family is like they really, you know, talk less about the issues which are really concerning. So in the way forward would be I'll be like, you know, amplifying the voices of the others and that.
Okay, you mentioned the word taboo. With the activists that you work with, what are some of the ways that they have been able to overcome taboo in their communities that could be replicated elsewhere?
What can be replicated? Dialogue. I think to have the opportunity, we've seen through the Agora that they need time to be together, to think, to build strategy. And I think this is a good practice, and also to have an attention to self-care. The Agora was a moment of self-care, but a moment to care of each other's and to have a moment to rethink the activism. And I think it's very important to have this in mind and to support that.
Self-care. I bet a lot of people in this room probably think that they could cut themselves some slack sometimes and give themselves a bit more self-care too. I'd love to hear whether both of you adopt self-care practices in your advocacy. Start with Ram.
So the self-care practices we are having in our community, like in our community.
Yes.
So the self-care practices we are having in our community, we are like. I'm sorry, can you comment with questions like said?
Yeah, you know, being an activist and an advocate.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous.
No, don't worry.
Suddenly I got nervous.
We're all just drops in an ocean, and you've got an ocean within you as well, as we've learned tonight. Yeah. So when I'm thinking about self-care, I think as an activist, advocate, educator, you, especially in this space, you frequently come up against taboo. You frequently perhaps even come up against feelings of shame that you're fighting, but may still have within you. A lot of internal battles sometimes as well as external. Do you do any kind of self-care or looking after yourself mentally?
Yeah. So as a gay person, you know, when we like coming up, like when you say, okay, I'm gay, so they're like, oh, you are. So we like always like, we don't need sympathy, yeah. Why you're like that? So we don't need sympathy. So that's my self-care. You need to respect us, and you need to give my that dignity. Don't give us the sympathy.
Yeah. Do they know they're speaking to Mr. Gay World Sri Lanka?
All right.
Outrageous.
So just to add on what he said, so I feel like, you know, actually everyone must be knowing that there are like we get motivated by internal as well as external factors, right? So for me, I really get motivated, or like, you know, for me, self-care is something like it actually depends on my surrounding people. So in YPA, like I could mention YPA for this because, you know, and the members are so motivating that, you know, they actually motivate you and push you in whatever you're doing. So, you know, for here is like, you know, you get the care and love from the surrounding. But in the meantime, is like, I'm also feeling like, you know, in the internally, I feel so motivated within myself, you know, like pushing myself up for any opportunities or any challenges I face. So yeah, for me, I could say that I get really like, you know, like factored or influenced by the people surrounding me. Yeah.
Let's think about the story of 8 billion, the storytelling and how we tell the story, how we discuss it. What do you think of how this story is being told? Are there any changes you'd like to how the story of 8 billion is told, Bawana?
Okay, so I'm really hoping that, you know, and like, I really wish the story would be something like, you know, there is more of innovation, empowerment, like inclusivity and diversity in the future. Yeah.
Kaya, how should we be telling the story of 8 billion?
Like I said, it's not just a number. So I think that we have to put in place the condition to raise voices, especially the voices of marginalized young women and girls. And it's an opportunity to rethink that and how we can, everyone, make place. What can we do to make sure that girls with disability can talk, can have a voice, can be heard at the other people, and can be understand and respect.
It's a really good point there that 8 billion actually for a lot of audiences will be hard to even think of. It's such a massive number. What can we compare it to? Ram, how do you think we should be telling the story of 8 billion and perhaps fill it with the people of the 8 billion?
So I would say that to all the 8 billion people that whenever I'm talking, like, to people, so just follow me, So because we always like, since the topic is about make a choice, so I make the choice like after 27 years. Now I'm 29, so I got my choice. I make my choice after 27 years when I was 27, so like 2 years back. Then I wanted to ask, like, if you have changed your life at any point, how long it took for you to change your life? So for me, it took just 10 seconds after 27 years, because I'm coming from a very conservative family. So, Sri Lanka is very not much, open, but now it's they are being open. So it was very like hard for me to come out my family, and my mom was like, my mother, like after coming out, like, why do you? Okay, so you are gay. That's fine. Why do you have to be open and you have to tell your sexuality, and so what do you expect from this? So after achieving that, after coming out as gay, so this is what I'm doing right now. This is what I achieved. Being true to myself and being finding myself and being truthful to myself. So the same thing I'm telling to the 8 billion people, just follow me and you will make a better.
I'd like to make sure that everyone leaves here, at the end of this evening, knowing what you're all up to. Okay, we've met 8 billion, we've done 8 billion, now what? So I would love to hear what you are personally working on, perhaps over the next year or next couple of years. Bawana.
All right. So for me, I feel like I'll definitely work towards advocating on the field that I'm working on, that is in the field of SRHR. Like, I'll definitely make sure that YPR as an organization would definitely make changes in the life of young people, so that, they not only learn through the training, but also they have fun. like we call it edutainment, a mixture of education as well as entertainment. So yeah.
Edutainment is the big buzzword and phrase that, as TikTok content creators, we're all trying to harness. Stories, whether serious or funny, it doesn't really matter. They have to be engaging. We have to be able to find and engage people on very busy content feeds. Kaya, what are you working on over the next year, next couple of years with Ekipop?
We will continue to support feminists in the region and feminist organization. I would put my energy at it. It's very important in the West Africa to support this dynamic. We've seen that there are several young activists and they want to work together. So we are going to work at it to support them, to make sure they have the space, they have the condition to be transformative.
And Ram, other than being you, what are you going to be? What are your focus points in your community over the next year?
So as Bhavana said, we YPA Asia Pacific, we have a very good network in our all the networks. So my team is there, the YPA, all the members are there, and we are doing a really great work in our capacity in our countries. So we give like so much peer-to-peer education, and after our training sessions, they are such like why we don't get these things in our schools or like whatever. So this is what we want, and this is what we want to do in future as well. So I think in another 2-3 years, I think YPA will make the net, not only the networks, the people's mind and their knowledge about this HR in a very positive way. So that is what we are expecting to do.
Yeah, we can do it, Ram.
Making choices for ourselves as well as allowing others to make choices themselves. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone, one more round of applause for our young change makers. And I just want to go off script for a second and ask that if there's any other young change makers in the room for you to stand up so that we can recognize you. Please stand up and give a round of applause to all of our change makers. We value you, we respect you, and we thank you for all of your great work. Woo, 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 woo. All right, before we bring back Alien Child to the stage, I want to introduce one more artist whose talent will help elevate UNFPA's work. But first, with a show of hands, how many here are familiar with NFTs? Okay, well, we have a lot to learn. I personally am a proud NFT holder and creator, not because I want to collect digital NFTs, but they are great tools to build community, to fundraise, and to act as pathways into the metaverse. Tonight, we are proud to offer a sneak peek of UNFPA's very first NFT collection called Stronger Together by award-winning Danish artist Cecile Wagner Falkenstrom. This 800-piece NFT collection contains digital images that constantly change and evolve, just like the human population itself. Every time an NFT is sold on the blockchain, a new image is generated, echoing the infinite possibilities theme. All profits directly support UNFPA's work around the world to ensure that we turn 8 billion people into 8 billion opportunities. If you haven't thought about your small act of change, I encourage you to collect one of the Stronger Together NFTs to support UNFPA's important work and to hold a piece of history. And I personally, if you have any questions about NFTs, I'm a huge fan and I'll be around and I'm happy to discuss about why you should invest in Stronger Together. Now let's hear from the artist herself.
Hi, my name is Cecilie Wagner Falkenstrøm, and I'm an artist working with artificial intelligence and blockchain technology. I have created the new NFT collection named Stronger Together, which is a dynamic NFT collection created by artificial intelligence. The AI has been trained on a large dataset of human images from the UNFPA's archives, and it has learned the distinctive features of who we are as humans that enables the AI to create its own unique and visually striking moving images of humans from all across the globe in its own artistic way. The NFT collection is created to celebrate that we are now 8 billion people on the earth. Visually, the images symbolize the diversity of all of us across the globe and how we as humans are unique in our own right. But at the same time, every time the NFT changes hand when it's sold, a new human being will be added to the chain of images, symbolizing how we as a population are ever evolving and growing, reminding us of how this makes us stronger together.
Okay, and this brings us to the end of our program. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. It is so nice to be back amongst friends and colleagues again. Special thanks to UNFPA for engaging creatives in the development of this event and supporting artists and storytellers in support of women and girls everywhere. Please give a round of applause. We invite you to continue to enjoy cocktails with friends and colleagues for the next half hour. And don't forget, please reflect on your small act for change. Let's create a better world together. So one more time, please clap your hands, stomp your feet, snap your fingers. Welcome back up to the stage, Alien Child.
Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing? Good. I can't hear you. How are y'all doing? Woo! I'm Aya.
And I'm Lala, and we are
Alien Child. We are here with Create 2030 and Lisa Russell, our dear friend. And we're going to sing our last song of the night, which is called Victory. It's an original song, so feel free to get up and dance and just have fun.
A beat on the drums like rum pum pum pum, rum pum pum pum. Celebration, celebration for all the women. Let's keep your heads high. Shout it out, baby, louder than the speaker. Cha cha cha. Oh my God, can you believe it? Victory, coming close, and I can feel it. Can you feel it? Can you see on the colors of my celebration? I scream and shout like whoo! It's a celebration. Energy that you've never heard on any station. Ready to blow your mind with a Balinese style. Women from around the nation. If you like a style, we go Suksuma. If you like a spirit, we go Suksuma. That means thank you. You're real polite. That's a Balinese pride, baby, that's our pride.
Baby, that's a pride. Baby, that's your life. We be saying Ashton Carter every day and night.
And now we're gonna show you in 3, 2, 1, go. Look at 8 billion people like a rainbow in the sky. All the colors that we show are bringing back the light.
Come on, everybody.
Bukan bina denganmu, warna-warni hariku. Victory! Party! 8 billion! Victory! I beat on the drums like rum pum pum, rum pum pum, a celebration for all the women. They just keep your heads high. Yeah, I'm loud, playing louder than a speaker. Cha cha cha. I'm like, God, can you believe it? Victory coming close and I can feel it. Can you feel it? Oh my God, can you feel it?
Can you feel it?
Come feel the light. We're excited and ready for the ride. Together we're stronger. We're so committed. Time to create a world for all, where everyone's lifted. We'll never let this feeling go. So we'll scream it louder like la 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 la. So we'll scream it louder la 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 la. Sing along with us. So we'll scream it louder. Go la 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 la. So we'll scream it louder. La 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 la. So we'll scream it louder. Guys, let's celebrate 8 billion people. This is an amazing event. Give it up for my partner Aya. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. Come on to your dance. This is our victory. Come on, raise your hands. You scream and whoop. Come on to your dance. This is our victory. Come on, raise your hands. You scream and whoop. Come on to your dance. This is our victory. Come on, raise your hands. We scream and whoop. Come on to your dance. This is our victory. Come on, raise your hands. Wanna hear you screaming? Come on, do your dance. This is our victory. Come on, raise your hands. We screaming like who? Come on, do your dance. This is our victory. Wanna hear you screaming? Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.
Have a great night.